1st of March week's review. That's Monday, March 2nd to Friday, 6th March 2026. I'll share what I did and what I was looking for and what happened in price action. There was a large new week open gap that's this level, closed at this level and opened at this level. I would put on the new week open gap box here. That's this pink box. There's a close here. There's an open here and there's a close here. I'll go to the 15 minutes on this time frame, and this was the new week open here. Monday's price action were below price action. Price used the open range gap. There was an open range gap from this low to this, from this high to this low. Price used the open range gap at 9:30. We had the full closure of the gap in at 11 p.m. 11 a.m. That is an hour and a half from the open price. Price went above these highs on Friday. Sold off overnight till 9:30 in the morning. Tuesday had this one leg lower, and price there was also a large open range gap from this low on Tuesday to the close here. I've noticed price leaving large open range gaps about 300 points. I'll toggle back to the regular trading hours on Tuesday here. Let's see what Tuesday did. So we had this large open range gap on Tuesday that did not fill, and then we had this open range gap on Wednesday that we're going to talk about. Wednesday's open range gap. Go to the electronic trading hours, and there was buy side above these highs. That's these two highs on the daily time frame, which is also these highs here. Buy side here. I'll change that to blue. On Wednesday, the open range gap and new day open gap was below price. Open range gap was around 414. That's this level here, and 930 was here. So I wanted to see price be bearish for the week, and try to reach for these lows. But I was pressing too hard. Price had a higher objective. I took about 5 contracts short. I got stopped out. At the 9:30 open, price traded lower here. I'll drop down to the 1 minute soon. Let me talk about these ones first. And on this day, there was an open range gap higher as well. There was an open range gap here. I was bearish after this high was taken. I was bearish, and the open range was here, and the previous day's close was here. So there's open range gap from here to here, and at the open, after clearing this London's lows, price traded to this high, cleared out this high, sold off. I took shots here, and I covered my position short here because of how price was looking, how the price action was, which I think was because the high of the day was formed around the 7 a.m. time. That's in the Asia session. Price tried to make a high above it, failed. Make another high above it, failed. This is a delayed protraction, and overnight price traded to these levels here. Sold off. On Friday, the open range gap was a large one as well. The Friday's open range gap was from here at 414 and opened lower here 930. That's close to the new week open gap low. I was expecting price to rally to these levels, but it did not make it easy for me. I took short, longs. I was very aggressive, and it ended up being a lost day. But price ultimately went back to the range. I was targeting half of the gap. Price colored outside the half of the gap a little bit, but ultimately this was sold off during the PM session. This was London sales. So the idea was some type of retracement back into the open range gap. Just half of the gap. I'll drop down to the 1 minute time frame so that I can. So we had this open range gap here on Tuesday low. Price went below, above this high. Tried to fill the gap. This was where I went short the first time. I went short again. I went short again. There was news on 10 a.m. news here. I think that's what I should have waited for for the markets to show me its hands, what it wants to do. And overnight, this was overnight price action on Wednesday. Then we had the open that traded higher, sold off. Took a shot here, but it was too early. I used the new first presented fair value gap here to take another shot here, which I covered long here because it was taking too much time to go to this level. Price traded back to close to the high, close to the new day open of this price action, which if I put it here, this is it, and then sold off. Came back to touch the new day open gap overnight. Now that's interesting to see. Sold off, and this was where Friday's price action was. I went long here the first time. I got stopped out. I went long here again. I was too aggressive with my stops. I got stopped out. I went long here again. I went long 2 contracts here. I got stopped out, and I went long here again, and I got stopped out. And then I just ignored the price action because that was my risk threshold. What I should have done was take a position here, let it be, and just let it ride till my targets. My paper trading account, I'm down 8% this week. These were the positions I took on the 3rd, from the 3rd of March. Balance at 9,610. This was Wednesday's trading till here. And these two were Thursday's trading. This was Friday's trading. Let me take a look at the DXY. Monday rally and consolidate for the rest of the week. ES Friday consolidated the whole week and went for low of the week on Friday. This was what I was expecting the week to do, but it's YM delivered nicely. I'd like to see what the price action is inside these pairs. Overnight delivered overnight. Thursday delivered as well. Just kept melting off Thursday. The retracements on Nasdaq wasn't seen here. They had some form of retracements. And yes, we had Thursday's price action and overnight's price action at 9:30. Yeah, that was really interesting to see. Bearish week. Bearish week. And that's it for this review.